don't know what's up with the streaming for Steam. It goes off and on, sending data, sending data. Steam, you're a pain. Steam's being a pain in the ass. I'm watching through my restream here. Facebook still hasn't picked up. Come on, Facebook. Waiting for Facebook to pick up. I'll give it a little bit more time. It should have picked up by now, but you know, Facebook. Can I help you? I'm having issues with Steam. Steam's having problems with my streaming. Facebook, however, is not having a good day. Keyframe interval 3 recommended 2. Check your encoder settings. I'm not having any issues with my encoder settings. I mean, I don't get what's going on. Restream is supposed to be able to handle 4 streams at once, and it's not doing it. It keeps going from excellent to fair. If it were excellent, all of them would be doing it. I keep jumping frame rates. What the fuck is going on? Okay, someone wants to have an issue connecting to my Facebook. But it's not doing what I want to do that. It's not wanting to play nicely with... Why does it keep saying Conan? It's not Conan, it's Ark. And that's the biggest problem for some of it. Looks like I'm going to have to reset my Facebook on it. And add it back in. Because it's being an ass. There we go. See if it'll work. Turn it on. Let's see if it'll work this time. There we go. Okay, now that everything's up, though Steam is still having its little issues. There we go. I wonder if it even uploaded last night. I didn't even notice it last night. Okay, now that everything is running, Steam is having its up and downs a little. But now that everything is up and going, Finders of Lafayette, Indiana. People around here have enough to have to try to pay for bills and rent and for students' schooling and tuition and all that, if they're having issues with money to have to figure out where food's going to come from, that's where Food Finders comes in. We have several locations around town that they give to, but you can only go to them once a month. So I say do like one location one week, Salvation Army another week, and spread that out. But we do have one location that you can go to every day they're open, which is 5 days a week. And they need help. They need money to put towards food that they're getting, donations and things like that. So people in town don't have to worry about where their food's going to come from for the next, where they're, how they're going to make a meal. That's what we got Food Finders for. So, how they're going to pay for, feed their families and stuff. So, this is what we're doing for the next couple months, is going for Food Finders. They've helped us in the past. I'm trying to help them back. Next month, I'm going to add one of the locations that help with toys around town for Christmas. And then I'm going to add, in January, Lafayette Transitional Housing. Because homelessness is an issue. Most of the homes around town are being bought up. When they go up for sale, are being bought by investors, mostly some real estate companies themselves, like Titan Management. Not only do they sell homes, but they also rent places and apartments. But that's the problem. Sometimes once it comes on the market, Titan will buy it up, or a company like them, and then kind of do basic cosmetic shit in a little bit, and then turn around and rent it out instead of selling it. And that's a big problem in our town. People have enough people are trying to get out of the rent and buy their own homes, and they can't, because these homes are getting bought up by renting companies to be turned around and sold for, not sold, but rented out instead. So, but we're trying to, and so it keeps homelessness a problem, and money in their pockets. And that's a big problem in this town, with the city not stopping that kind of shit. And they pay, and other realtors pander to it. And that's a problem. With prices being lately sky high, which I'm surprised they've already started coming down. There's a few homes in town that are cheap, but they look like shit. Except for one that I've seen so far. But this is a problem. Homelessness is a problem in our town. These rental companies will price you out of being able to rent places, and you end up either you've been renting for a while, and then they buy up the home, then they either say, well, we're not going to continue your lease, you need to move out, and at the end of the lease, so that we can fix it up and then rent it for 4 times as much as we were renting, that you were paying for it. That's kind of what they did with us after 4 years. Like, hey, we started bringing it, and we were renting a trailer at Shaylin Mobile Home Park. They started bringing in these new trailers after ripping out all the older ones. We were the only ones that they couldn't rip out were owned, and we were renting one of the older ones. We had no problems with renting them. We didn't really have any problems with paying rent, except for twice. One was because he had gotten a new job, and the direct deposit information was screwed up. So we didn't get paid. And we had to work that out. That was just the first, And then was the last month we were there, when they had already told us they were ending our lease so they could rip it out and put in a new trailer immediately once we were out. Well, that didn't happen. It's been a year, and it's still sitting there. Not even rented out, not even finished. Nothing happened to it. And I doubt they've re-rented the AC unit, the $800 AC unit I put in. It's an 8,000 BTU AC unit, full window unit. It's still in the window. Other stuff that's still there. They haven't done anything to it. I mean, if we wanted to, we could go back and get that AC unit. But we have no place to store it. We have no place for it. That's why we left it there. And he was working the day I was trying to finish packing shit up. And they haven't rented it out. There was no issues. There was seriously no issues at all. We caused no problems. We basically kept to ourselves, except for our neighbor, or one of our neighbors, who we became friends with. He was pretty cool neighbor, him and his wife. But I mean, it's not like the first place, which is actually looks like a house because it was all brick. They moved in there after Titan fixed it up and made it look nice, a 2-bedroom. People that they moved in there for rent, the guy barricaded himself and threatened his wife and whatnot, and they ran out of the house, and he barricaded himself. The police had to come, the SWAT team. We were told to leave by the back door. Well, we couldn't really do that, but we were told to leave and get in our car and go to the back of the property, the trailer park property, away from that encounter, since that was at the front of the entire park. So SWAT was there and all that, and I heard the flashbangs go off. So they shot out the front windows with flashbangs and got him out of the house. I was like, seriously, and it was a big picture window too. I mean, it looked good. The first people that were renting that, we had some issues around town with somebody just going around and out of the blue just shooting a house. We don't know what was going on. Anyway, that first house, the first people that were staying there was just a little family. Their house was shot up. Surprisingly, no one was hit. It was just somebody parked at we thought somebody was in the park shooting somebody. They were actually parked at the front of the drive to the beginning of the park, which is a ways from that house, and then just shot up the house, or just fired into the park, like that. And that family got lucky; none of them got hit. They moved out like that weekend, and I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. It wasn't safe. Then the family that Titan moved in, that's the guy that had that threatened his wife and whatnot, and SWAT had to come. And they had to refix that house up after that. But then they started moving in all these brand new trailers, 3-bedroom trailers. And started charging like $700, $800, $900, $1,000 rent trailers, depending on which ones you chose. And here we were only paying $545 a month for this old ass trailer. Yeah, it was. They were telling us, oh, we want to bring in a new trailer so that we can charge more rent. We were like, well, okay, we'll be willing to rent one of these others. I mean, yeah, we had some evictions in our history that were a ways out. We're at that time now more than 7 years, or about 7 years old. Why not let us, I mean, we could afford to pay that, the $700, $800 for the smallest trailer they brought in. We could afford that. We were lucky we were getting $545 a month for the trailer we rent. We were like, well, how about letting us rent one of the ones you brought in? We can afford that. I mean, they knew we could afford it. At the time we were moving out. Oh, no. By the way, I was like, well, then let us, the ground's getting hard. It's, solid. Now you can't dig into it. Why not let us wait until spring when you can be able to actually tear the place down and fix the piping and all that and stuff like that. Make it a little easier on you, and you're still getting money for the trailer on rent. If you want to raise the rent, that's fine. We'll be willing to do that. A 6-month lease. Let us go month to month until, it's easier for y'all to tear into the ground. No, we're going to be tearing it down immediately. So, we had to be out by the 26th of November, the day before Thanksgiving. We were out the day before Thanksgiving. We had to be out by the end of the day. We turned the keys in at 3:30, 4 o'clock. They were already gone. Then they're trying to charge us $250 on top of that, and we're refusing that. If they want to continue to charge for that, they can say, kiss my ass. We're not going to pay that. And they want to take us to court? No. I turned the keys in. Your cameras show I turned the keys in at 3:30. If y'all's doors were locked, that's y'all's deal. If your receptionist was already gone, that's her deal. You said by 5 o'clock, end of business day on the day before Thanksgiving. To me, that's 5 o'clock. If the keys were there by 3:30, I put them in your Dropbox. That's when we were gone. So, yeah, they can't charge us for an extra day. So, I mean, they were going to tear it down, supposedly. But it's been a year later. Yeah, it's still sitting there. They didn't tear that thing down. If they want to come after us, I can say, well, you told us you were tearing the house down immediately, as soon as we were out after Thanksgiving. It's still sitting there a year later. Yeah, no, you ain't getting it. Keys were turned in at 3:30 the day of. Not my fault that y'all were gone. Should have been somebody there. They're in your Dropbox. Just because you didn't get back and didn't get the keys out of the Dropbox until after Thanksgiving, that's not my fault. The keys were there. So, yeah, that's how Titan runs around here. They buy out properties, they'll fix it up, and then turn around and kick you out so they can fix it up, and then they won't re-rent to you. whether you've done anything wrong or not. So it's places like that that's a pain in the ass. They'll buy out the homes and then want to rent them out instead of, selling them so that they can make more money. I mean, homes around here are hard to come by for someone that's trying to buy a home just because of that. So homelessness is a problem around here because of people like Titan. So in January I'm going to do Lafayette Transitional Housing and LUM, which help homelessness in this town. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next 3 months. This month is Thanksgiving for Food Finders. Next month is Food Finders and probably either Toys for Tots or Salvation Army. Don't knock Salvation Army around here. They've done a lot around here. They don't subscribe to anything if, you're gay or not. They don't give a shit here. They really don't. They don't give a shit. You need food, they'll help you. You need a place to stay, they'll help you. Around here, Salvation Army is awesome. I don't care what they do around, in other parts of the country. They may be more strict. Probably more along around the Bible Belt. But in this town, they don't give a shit who you are or what your beliefs are or anything like that. They'll help you. You don't have to go to a service. You don't have to, follow their beliefs. If you're signed up for food stamps or Medicaid or something like that, and you can sign up for food stamps, they'll help you out. They'll set you up with their system, in the system, and all that. That goes through, go into, and so, yeah. Follow, fill out their paperwork for Salvation Army for toys. I think it's November. By November 1st or something, if you fill, or by a certain date in November, and they start collecting toys for your kids. They will start, you're on the list as one of the sets for families. You get to go in and let them know, how many kids you have, and what your kids like, as their toys and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna do them this year for Lafayette. Yeah. Our Salvation Army is pretty cool. They don't follow half the other shit that the others do. So, yeah, they're still a Christian entity, but you know what? They don't give a shit. So, we're going to be doing this. And I think I'm going to use them next month for toys, and then in January we're going to do them. Lafayette Transitional Housing and LUM. I don't know if Facebook has had issues with streaming the last couple of days. It could have. I did not notice. I could have sworn it was streaming yesterday. Why it had issues this morning, I have no clue. Anyway, so that's what we're streaming for as Food Finders today. This month. I wonder how everyone's doing. Just so you know, I do not have an extra monitor to be able to keep track of any chats going on. one's trying to be a butt. Okay. Wow. Da 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 da. Oh. Looks like they's gonna miss him. A friend of mine made assistant general manager of McDonald's stores. Now he's, unfortunately, our AGM, which was their at his store before they switched places. She was AGM at my store. She became AGM while she was at my store. So she's headed back to her original store, which is where he's at, and he's coming back to our store. He's now AGM. So personally, I wish both of them were staying at my store because I like them both. One of them as a GM and one of them as an AGM. As a GM and one of them as AGM. AGM Assistant General Manager. But no, I really do. I'm going to miss her when she goes back to her original store. And now that he's coming back to his original store, I've missed him. I missed my CJ. But I'm going to miss her, but I'm happy he's coming back. I don't know. I'm happy and sad at the same time. Because I get my CJ back. But now I'm losing my Haley. And they're awesome people. I'm kind of okay with my general manager, but, you know, I'd rather still. So, yeah, it's just sad and happy at the same time. Because CJ has this attitude, you just can't help but fall in love with him as a person. Da da da. Anyway, it's gonna be one of those weeks. And this was officially his last day. See, I'm happy, but I'm sad at the same time. Anyway. No. Someone's selling a barbed wire eagle. Okay. How are you gonna be able to put up? Can't, really hold on to it to put it up because of the barbed wire. Better have some thick ass gloves on.
this here encyclopedia. And lo and behold, our first step was to cover a cup of almonds in cold water overnight. Good night. Good morning. Then we discard the water, put the almonds in a blender, adding to it 4 cups of fresh water. Then we blend for about 3 minutes. Yeah, it's milky. Now we need to strain this to prevent bits of nuts from getting into the milk. You could use a tea towel or some cheesecloth or something literally called a nut milk bag, though that's normally used to prevent children. This feels familiar. And bam, that's almond milk. I thought it was a lot more complicated than that. If you want it sweetened, add some sugar. If you want vanilla, add a bit of vanilla. I mean, it's almond milk. Good almond milk. So if you have some almonds in a blender, go to town.
I watch this guy on Facebook who uses all kinds of old recipes. I don't want to share that. I want to share it to my Facebook. I don't want to send it to anyone. I want to share it.
Almond milk from 1965.
I guess I'm going to have to go to his... This looks new.
Make almond milk until I found it in the miscellaneous section of this here encyclopedia. And lo and behold, our first step was to cover a cup of almonds in cold water overnight. Good night.
I watch this guy
Then we discard the water.
a lot.
Put the almonds in the
I've got him saved to my face to
I think
and he does Facebook and he does TikTok, where he does all these old recipes, and he also has this car thing he does, which is awesome. I thought I already clicked on last. I thought I had clicked join. It wants to be a bot. So anyway, he's just awesome. I like all of his recipes. Some of them he does them just to see, how they're tasted, especially from the 1920s. Depression era shit. Older shit. People just make up these recipes, and he's like, is it really that good that you actually serve it to people? Let's see. Some things are and some things aren't. And he's like, seriously, you served this crap to people on some of it? But some of it sounds pretty interesting that, he's like, let's see. And these are some obscure, weird recipes. And he just found one for making your own almond milk. I'm like, interesting. I like his shit. I mean, so does my sister. Really? Fox 4 News? Who's drawing online outrage for wanting to gift their new neighbors with chili as, a welcoming gift? Really? I guess men had an issue with it? The hell? Facebook. I was trying to read that story. I don't want new ads and stuff. What the hell, Facebook? Now I have to go find it again from Fox 4 News. That's one of our local channels down there. I'd rather watch. Okay. Down in Texas. DFW. Who's gonna have a fit over a neighbor another mass shooting at another gay nightclub, this time in Colorado Springs. 5 dead, 18 hurt. Why? This is why we need stricter gun laws. I mean, the same thing happened down in Florida some years back. He was all pissed off and instantly went and bought a gun. The gun seller said, sure, here you go. We don't care about checking your background or anything like that. And to me, personally, I mean, no waiting period. We'll sell you an automatic rifle. Semi-automatic rifle. Okay, let's back to this chili story. Cheddar Bowman posted to our neighbors a group of young men in oh, good Lord. That is just ridiculous.